Tell me a little bit about Harlem Biscuit Company and what made you go from working in these restaurants to decide to open up Harlem Biscuit Company.
But how Biscuit came apart, I opened up restaurants for Kevin Johnson, a big basketball player for the Phoenix Suns back in the day. So he'd fly me out to Sacramento to create this restaurant called Fixin's Southern Table. They're all throughout there. They're in Detroit now, Tulsa, Oklahoma, LA, Sacramento. They're looking to come here in New York. It's a chain now. I started that with them. And I was right when COVID hit. So when COVID hit, I came back to New York. And I wasn't going back and forth on the plane anymore to Sacramento. So I was dating a young lady in New Rochelle. And, after a couple of months of being locked in the house with, her, the kids, and just you can't do nothing. I started using that chopped stuff, saying that, hey, the chopped grill mac and champion lives in your neighborhood. He's cooking on Friday. Here's the menu. So 2 months into COVID, moms are very tired of cooking for the kids 3 meals a day plus 2 snacks. So they was excited that there was brothers out there making barbecue fries and giving collard greens and mac and cheese and potato salad and selling that stuff in the garage. I did that every Friday for a year, and just became like a weekly thing that people were just excited about. I mean, it got so popular that I had to put my menu up and assign pickup times for people because it caught on. So with that, I created Harlem Biscuit Company. Just to seeing something worked, right? So I called my buddy that Carl that owns a 67 Orange bar here in Harlem, and I was like, hey, can I use your place for a couple weeks to see if this idea I have worked? And we opened on November 3rd, election day, and we just got here, try it out. So we just did a 2-week pop up. And now we're celebrating our 5th year of being in business. So it was kind of a oops. People kept asking for more biscuits when I was doing the barbecue and the fried chicken and biscuit at the garage. They kept saying, "Can we get more biscuits? Can we get more biscuits?" I'm like, "What's up with these biscuits? I make these biscuits all the time." But,
Now, I will say, as a pastry chef, you did tell me that your biscuit is you said you overworked the dough.
yeah, it shouldn't work.
Yeah, because it's like a sandwich. And the chicken is very tasty. I had to wait till I got back home, but no matter of fact, I tasted a little bit in the car. It was very very seasoned very well, and not too many places. I was impressed. Not too many places you can go and get just really take in the seasoning, especially when it comes to. I guess I didn't know what to expect, but I knew with all the different names that you had, and I didn't eat pork. I don't eat pork, so I just was like, what can I?
Shame on you.
But the chicken was really really good. It was really really good.
Our chicken is a couple things of chicken. The chicken at Biscuit, we do like a seasoning in the buttermilk. So it sits there in the buttermilk, nice and seasoned. And we only do it the day of. We don't, it's not that buttermilk fried chicken stuff that people be doing, and ugh. Because because they're missing a step. People talk about buttermilk fried chicken, and they always miss a step. It's buttermilk brine, then it's taken out, and it does something else. They keep that taken out part. I think it's that. I use the buttermilk and our seasoning or chicken there, just so the flour really adheres to it. Not that it's there to brine the chicken. Two different things.
Egg, like using an egg.
Two different things. And then we use flour and corn flour, masa, for the breading. So it gives it that nutty taste to it. plus the paprika and garlic and onion and all that blah blah blah. But that corn gives it a different texture and a different flavor that I actually really like. Here at Victoria, we do a wet brine for 24 hours. So it's salt, sugars, cayenne pepper, paprika, and all that stuff into that brine, wet brine, and that chicken is soaking that up for 24 hours. Then you take it out.
I guess the only time I do a brine is like from a turkey, but I learned that one of the things I did learn in culinary school, not that's because I asked, because I was, like I said, I always watched or was interested in cooking. So once the Food Network came out, and that was new to me. You know, you grow up having a turkey in the oven for so many hours, yada yada yada. That brine was a lifesaver, and you know, people, there was a phase. Oh, I'm frying my turkey. That brine is serious. That brine is serious.
And that for turkey, turkey's a couple of days too. It's not overnight. You got to get into that. You got to get in there. Well, my grandma used to do it. I was raised. It was all right before things. It was always a blue igloo cooler in the refrigerator in the kitchen. That's what she had her birds in. And it's like it. My mother was man. That woman was a fried chicken, but she would always do the same thing, and it was like it was Lawry's, black pepper, granulated garlic, granulated onion. Yeah, that was her thing. And she would do it. And she would have brown bag with a little Ziploc. First brown bag because Ziplocs we didn't have them. You had money.
It's brown bags, and now all of a sudden you see other people talking about, oh, use a brown bag like they invented it. We grew up on brown bags.
You got a brown bag,
Yes, yes, yes,
brown
yes,
bag.
yes, yep.
When it was really cool, when you just wanted a snack, you grabbed that brown lunch bag. It was small, but you had to hold the bottom because it wasn't very strong. You had to stick it. That's when my mother used to pull out. My mother would do this. I swear, she would have those little drumettes in the freezer. She'd go up, just pull out 5 or 6 at a time. You know? And that was her snack. She always had a cast iron, always had oil in it. The fried chicken. We had the bacon grease can, you had the chicken can, all that. But that was like her snack. And she would sit there, take a little bag,
Mm-hmm.
and she had the little small lunch bag. You know when you put your sandwich in? You're talking about right?
Yep.
Because y'all always can get the big bag. Well, actually, my family, we would have the big chopping bag when we have our supermarket. When we would go to our like family reunion and stuff, and we eat frying chicken out in the park. And they had these big old bags, and they were shaking, fried. Man, come on now. But take them brown bag, you open it up, you sit on the. I used to sit right next to my grandma and her little lazy boy. We would sit there and chuck peas on them brown bags. Tear it open it up, and there's got. And that's how I grew up. It's just like we just cooked.